What's going on, everybody? Eric Lindquist at Stokastic here on the Odd Chopper channel, coming to you with a Game 3 NL edition of Lindy's Leans Likes Locks. Hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell. Goes a long way for me on this video. Goes a long way for you. That way you become a prize whenever great content is going live here at our little neck of the YouTube woods. Tied up 1-1. Both of these games, huge pivotal spots here for Tuesday. Let's just break into it now. The Kansas City and New York game just got going. Hopefully we can get that over. I saw 2-1 here in the first, but considering we all the betting lines are available here already, wanted to get this out as soon as possible because we saw a lot of closing line value on a couple of those a lot of closing line value. It was like 10 cents, 20 cents here and there in a number of spots. And obviously that over 7.5 kind of stayed pat. It was a little bit strange to me. It did get bet up a little bit on the 7.5 from the San Diego and LA game 1. But let's take a look at game 3 because I got some interesting ones coming down the pipeline from that one. Also a play from the Mets game. You can check out Tails if you want to get the entire card, obviously, because we added Juan Soto home run. He ended up getting walked in his first at bat. We ended up adding a John Birdie stolen base because that's a normal thing that I thought would end up on the card. But if you want to get all of the plays, friends, 50% off your first week or month using code Lindy50, $10 for your first week, $25 for your first month. Pretty self-explanatory. Come hang out with me. Come chat. I think that's worth its weight in gold. Far more than just getting the plays, but you know what? The plays are pretty fantastic too. You can get those sent directly to your phone from the Odd Chopper app. Great time to jump in at the link below. Producer Jacob, without further ado, game 3 time in the NL. Let's get to the picks. Aaron Nola, Sean Manaea fight. Game 3. I'm excited for this one for sure. Now, Aaron Nola, he's a guy that in the past, 2 years ago, we backed heavily. Him and Zach Wheeler all the way to the promised land until World Series. And then last year, there were a couple of telltale signs that Aaron Nola wasn't necessarily the same pitcher come October here. A lot of work on the tires here. 24% K rate so far, pretty decent. 6.1% walk rate, pretty decent. And overall, we've had some decent outings from him, but I look across the board at some of these other Philadelphia Phillies that are going to come in, and just from a bullpen situation, it's hard for me to look at anything that's like crazy inefficient in the first 5, but for the entire rest of the game, I think the Mets have to get a little bit of a leg up here. They have not yet played a home game in these playoffs. It's wild. They were in Atlanta for that doubleheader, the game 161, game 162. They played Milwaukee there on the road for those 3 games. And then 2 games here in Philadelphia. Well, they're finally getting home. And let me just say, this place is going to be rocking. The environment is going to be it's going to be out of control. It's going to be incredible. And Sean Manaea, he's had some really nice stuff. He's had some interesting outings here of late too, but I'm not going to look at recency bias. I'm going to look at the numbers compared to Aaron Nola. 25% K rate, 229 expected batting average, and he's left-handed, which helps neutralize Schwarber, Harper, which have been 2 guys who have smashed in the early going. Obviously, we got the solo homer that led things off. Didn't end up mattering in game 1 from Schwarber, but then Bryce Harper, huge 2-run bomb, followed by the Castellanos bomb, followed by, that was an all-time classic baseball game going Philadelphia's way there late in game 2, but it's going to be a crazy game environment, and I don't see how you don't back the Mets here with that fan base, with Sean Manaea on the mound, and I believe a better bullpen that's just been working a lot more here of late. Having the Russ kind of show up at times here for the Phillies pen, I think that's going to be what kind of shows up in October here for some of these teams. Atlanta talked about it in years past where, hey, it's difficult to just have like 5 days off, 6 days off, have like a pseudo all-star break, and then show up as the favorite and just expect to roll over the other team. It just doesn't necessarily happen. Now, Sean Manaea, his stuff is good enough. The bullpen's good enough. I don't think you should be getting minus 104 here, and that's really where I don't like any of the props from this game. I reran stuff multiple times. Producer Jacob waited on me. He's so kind like that. But I like the money line, minus 104 on the New York side. It's basic. I'm a basic bitch like that. Anyway, bet 365. They're basically the best sportsbook deal you can get. Here it is. Bet 5, get 200 in bonus bets, friends, down at the link below. There are a ton of states where this is available, including Colorado, North Carolina, Pennsylvania just showed up there, so you can sign up for that. Iowa, Virginia, so many great places. Kentucky, obviously, on your screen. 21 or over, 18 and over in Kentucky. Sign up. Check this out. It sells itself. Bet 5, get 200 in bonus bets. That is a lot of ammunition in the kitchen to be able to fire up for the MLB playoffs, for the NFL streets, and soon the NBA streets. Yes, NBA Lindy's coming back to you very, very shortly. All righty, y'all. Let's get to the main event. Oh, only if you're 21 and over. If you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. Wanted to throw that in for the people. We'll keep it rolling here, though, producer Jacob, because it's Dodgers, it's Padres. Oh, my God. Becky, look at these pitchers. One is really good. One used to be really good, and I will let you know which one you think is which. Michael King was lights out. He struck out infinity dudes in that first outing here. Padres putting him on the mound in a game 3. Another stadium that's just going to be absolutely rocking. Now, these two teams, they went toe-to-toe last season. I thought San Diego would find a way to get it done against Arizona. Then, too, that did not come to fruition, and Arizona goes down to Texas. Man, Texas, that's a long time ago. But in 2024, these two teams, they don't like each other. Their fans are fighting with each other. I'm kind of enjoying the theater. But Walker Buehler, this is really what it comes down to. He is probably not long for this game based on a couple of different metrics. First off, the Padres don't strike out against anyone, specifically right-handed pitching. 17.8% K rate over the course of this season is by far the best mark in baseball at avoiding strikeouts. And then Walker Buehler, it's not like he's racking them up anyway. 20.9% K rate to lefties, 16.2% to righties over the course of 2024. I do think he's been getting a little unlucky. A 339 BABIP against lefties is just atrocious. But a 233 ISO next to a 161 expected ISO, sure, we could make the argument that he's not due to be hit up as bad as what he has been at times. But there is no doubt that he is the weakest pitcher pitching on Tuesday by all metrics across the board. XFIP, expected ERA. I don't find him to be an option that the Dodgers should really be utilizing outside of maybe 3-4 innings. If he gets by them unscathed, this is one of those like hard and fast rules where I would probably cut it down the third time through the lineup, which some teams have done at very inopportune times. Looking at you, Milwaukee, there's a reason you're home. But Michael King on the other side has just been nails. He avoids hard hit, 30.3%. He has a 27.7% K rate, 8.7% walk rate, and another big storyline that I don't think is really getting a lot of attention on Twitter.com. Freddie Freeman left the last game early. If he ends up out of this lineup, that's a downgrade for sure. You still have Shohei Ohtani. You still have Max Muncy. You still have a number of these pieces, and it's really hard to poke holes in any of them because they're insanely good at baseball. Mookie Betts, too, even though it's a down year by his standards. But I'm going to take this matchup, Michael King against Walker Buehler, all day long. And this is where the first 5 comes into play for me. Walker Buehler, there's some weirdness going on in the marketplace. His over 14.5 outs, I believe, is like plus 120. I think that's a little tad aggressive because I do think there are some situations where he goes 5, but I probably wouldn't let him at this point in time. And as such, I'm just going to do what I think is going to happen. If he's pitching well, he'll probably have to face this lineup a third time, and that is a disaster because I don't find Walker Buehler to be all that good at this point in time. San Diego first 5 run line. Yeah, you heard me. San Diego first 5 run line going to be on the card, but that's not all, folks. I'm taking less on Walker Buehler for those pitching outs set. Plus 120. The other side of this is minus 130 at a number of spots. Again, there's only a 10-cent gap there because I'm line shopping like you should be, oddshopper.com. But Jackson Merrill home run, the last piece of this equation. Wanted to throw him in there too because all of his power metrics are looking fantastic. He got the old monkey off his back. I hate that analogy, but Fanatics has this at plus 550. If you have access to it, they've limited me. I can't get more than like $20 down, but plus 475 on BetMGM, friends. That is a great opportunity for you, for me. Look at this little cluster F down here in the corner. I absolutely love it. That is what October baseball is about. I love the first 5 attacking the Michael King versus Walker Buehler matchup. I like the under of 14.5 outs. I think you could attach those if you want to go single game parlay with it. Really enjoy yourself, have fun. But Jackson Merrill home run, wanted to throw that in. Anything better than plus 430, you should have that on your card. I've got about a 45-cent gap between that and the best line I have available. Again, Fanatics, fantastic if you do plus 550. Fire that up every single time. Quarter unit, please. And that does it for another edition of Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Locks. Super quick, super easy, sub 10 minutes. Hit that like button down below. Leave a comment. Let me know your favorite plays that exist on the board for this lovely little 2-gamer we have before us. And then Wednesday, probably our last 4-game slate. Because, yeah, with the series tied up 1-1, we are guaranteed all 4 teams are going to be playing here unless something crazy happens. No, that's impossible because Kansas City, New York, they're going to be traveling. Detroit, Cleveland, that's tied up 1-1. Should have jammed that under. That would have been fun. But anywho, Lindy 50, 50% off of all my picks. We talked about Bet365. Thank you, producer Jacob. Check out NFL. Lindy's coming your way for Thursday Night Football and NBA coming up next week. Is that really actually happening? Oh my God, what a time to be alive. Until next time, friends, I'm Eric Lindquist. Best of luck in the MLB streets on Tuesday.